they take it for the second time. I think that'll set a new precedent. We will see. That down, they are finishing up bans. Bilgewater has spelled ban. Oh, and we seem to have an SK. An SK. The only way to keep Faker out of the game is to put in Easy Hoon. Well, what's going on?
Is blue team built now?
Yes, if you look towards the bottom and you see, and this is also for the viewers, so thank you for bringing that up for me, Rob, so I can see it. If you look towards the bottom, you will see game name is Bilgewater versus Zaun. Whichever side that is on is the corresponding side. So because it's Bilgewater on the left instead of on the right, you'll see them on the left instead of the right.
I see. Looks like they went with the Nautilus instead of the Kinch this time, but they are sticking with the Blitzjinx.
Blitzjinx did a lot of work for them last time. See who TLDR Amduck was the Jinx from last game, as well as I think it was C Drive that was playing Let's Crank the last time.
Yes, it was. C Drive was playing the Brits.
Right. So a return
So we
of
look
the
to
same
see
bottom.
some more good pull. Now, I think the Nautilus, like I said, I love the Kinch. I think Kinch is a great choice because he's Kinch. I mean, unfinish the Kinch, guys. But I do think Nautilus will help in these comps no matter what, especially if they go for the same type of dive comp. He's got a very point-and-clicky ult to win with the dives. So if they ult to priority target, Diana and Fizz can just jump on that and tear its face off.
His ult is much point, very quick. Easy as 1, 2, 3, press R, press J. They have locked in the Diana, so we're going to return to that. Is the same Diana from the last game. Hopefully she... Similar success.
I think she did pretty well, considering she didn't have a ton of early pressure. She forced the early flash, and she did good late game.
Oh yeah, definitely. She had a lot of success, and I'm excited to see it. I want to see a little bit of a better comp around it, as much as we do harp on.
Ooh, a TF.
Ooh, I do like the TF here. It gives better engage than Fizz. You can literally just ult in, stun someone, Zanya, and the fight started.
Yeah, I like the TF. The TF and Diana have excellent synergy. Just gold card someone, Diana kills them. Same thing. I mean, gold card, not also much heavier CC comp this time. So let's see what Zaun has in response.
Seems like they're drafting basically a more team fight oriented. Wolves. They're hovering the Zac pick, which would give them insane initiation. And the Renekton.
And the Renekton might come out again.
Doesn't surprise me they aren't going Warwick again. Warwick can be hard at times to play in the team fight phase. So this gives them some much better team fight. Plus the Mundo, literally unkillable.
Yeah, so what we see here is a much better wave clear team and a much better CC team. I think this team will synergize a little bit better. I will miss the Fizz, though. It was doing very well.
Yeah, and definitely. Right after that Mundo and Zac pick, though, we have the Gangplank plus Grave to lock in for Bilgewater side. I am excited to see Poncho on Gangplank. I know that he plays quite a bit of it, and Poncho is just one heck of a top laner in general. Really excited to see what he'll do against the Mundo here.
And Bank Plank on a good top laner is devastating. Now, Mundo is going to be really good at just not caring and not taking any damage, but...
No, I hear Mundo does what he pleases.
Interested to see.
Still hovering the pick. Gone. Or maybe the Victor. Oh, yep, that's locked in.
Ooh, okay, so we have the Victor again. Now, you know mid lane a little bit better than I do. Who wins that matchup, TF versus Victor?
Early on, for the first 2 or 3 levels, I'm going to give it to the TF. If it's a really short trade, Victor's going to take it, because Victor's just going to throw his Q, he's going to get a shield, and you basically win every trade if you shield damage. but TF can trade a little bit
Now
longer, so it's going to be a little bit of a kind of who knows the matchup better, who knows when to pull off.
Okay, so
and then
let's
after
talk about a
6,
little
it's just
bit
going
about
to
the
be a cool
interaction.
fest.
Then
Sorry, go ahead.
well, we saw last game Diana focus the mid lane quite a bit. She got the flash level 3. She managed to kind of control that lane, and then Fizz just went off. So my question is, it's going to be easier lane to gank with the TF stun, but I feel like with Mike on the Zac can counter gank really, really well. And if you have a roam from the blitz added in, if they have wards on Diana, if they keep her in vision, they're going to be able to control her through her mid pressure.
Definitely. I think Diana's going to have a rough time in some of these fights, especially looking at a lot of her 2v2 matchups. The Diana plus the mid lane is always going to go in favor of Zaun in this matchup, in my general opinion. If it starts off with a gank, because...
Unless they get the catch.
Yeah, TF is going to be really immobile. That's why oftentimes you see the Ghost flash Twisted Fate, but he is taking Ignite here. So it gives him more damage, but it does mean he's going to get caught a little bit easier. Against a Zac that can initiate from, like, everywhere around mid lane that's in Fog of War, because 2000 range E is fantastic. He's going to have a little bit of a rough time if Mike can play those ganks really nice.
Yeah, and that's why I think he should focus on counter ganking.
Definitely that, or
because the Victor does not have a point and click.
Yeah, and that's true. The one thing that Bilgewater does have going for them though is they're going to have more damage in that specific 2v2. They just blow it all on Victor, they're going to pop him. Diana plus TF, easy burst. But if Zac can initiate those fights right, and Victor just gets to sit there and skirt, he's going to have a good time.
Yeah, my point is that I think mid lane's going to have an easier time. Bilge's mid lane is going to have an easier time getting it ahead, but that Zaun has a much higher chance for outplaying it.
Yeah, definitely.
So
anytime you're facing a Zac, you always got to be careful of spontaneous engages from Fog of War.
Oh look, this fight is ours. We're winning it. Nope, there's the blob.
There's a blob flying in from across the map.
Flubber, we just saw you bot lane. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
All right, so another thing I want to focus on. Again, I think top lane is mostly going to be a farm fest. Mundo might be getting advantage, but bot lane, we see a much... I love the Kinch against the Blitz, but Graves and Nautilus, both targets you don't... if you pull in the Graves, he's quite tanky for an ADC. And if you pull in the Nautilus, you don't want to pull in the Nautilus. Don't do that.
I think the bot's going to have a little bit of a rough time. Heavy Weapons guy is an extraordinarily good ADC. And he drives a pretty good blitzcrank. Up-wise, they're going to have a little bit of a rough time. Jinx is one of those people that typically needs a few seconds to get up. You get the minigun going, you get your rocks going, you're more of a sustained damage threat. Whereas Graves is bye-bye, I hit Q, I hit R, most of your health's gone. So you combine that with...
And again...
Go ahead.
Yeah, continue. I was saying, and again, Blitzcrank took Ignite instead of Exhaust. Now, they wouldn't have Ignite on their team, but is it Diana?
Very ballsy, especially something you want to use. Graves, like I said, if you get it at the very beginning of the fight when he blows all his stuff, he's useless. Literally useless. Blood on Diana, just a lot of... It's a very interesting style choice to me. That maybe you
I feel even... Yeah, even Victor could have gone Exhaust. And I know Barrier is important for his laning phase, but I feel like an Exhaust would really help Zaun's team. Especially since that the wave clear that Bilge didn't have last game, they had this game.
Yeah, I feel like this game is much more even just in terms of composition. Essentially just got two teams that... there's not a metric ton of pick on the side of Bilgewater. There is some. TF pops ultimate. If he sees them, he can get on them. Nautilus has some range on the hook, but a lot of big cooldowns you have to throw for the pick. Not, Thresh, easy hook, Blitzcrank, easy hook. It's a lot of team fight oriented stuff that's just going to start big fights. And the same thing goes for Zaun.
So Neb, what do you? Who's the person you want to watch in this matchup for you? And who are the two people per team, one per team?
I feel like the two biggest indicators of this game is going to be Poncho and Gangplank, because I know how good he is and how capable he is of just taking over a game. So if he gets ahead, especially on that Gangplank, and becomes the professor of barrelology, as he likes to say, they're going to roll their way to a victory. But if Zaun on...
I'm not going to comment. I'm not commenting on that, by the way. No.
Oh, that was quality. That was quality. If Zaun with Jinx gets ahead and lets her get ahead, I know Heavy is also just as capable of taking over games. So I think those are going to be the two carries that whichever one can have the most... is putting the most opportunities to influence the game, they're going to win.
Hold on, switching up my people, because I'm OCD about it.
Way to be OCD.
There we go. My thing is, I think the key thing is going to be between the Blitz and the Nautilus, or the Blitz and the Zac. Because with the dive of TF and Diana, Zac needs to be on his game with locking him up with his E and his ult. So if he locks them up in a team fight, the Victor and Jinx are going to destroy them. Alternatively, if Blitz gets a really good hook on an immobile TF, it's going to be rough for the enemy team to win. But we do seem to have a DC.
Oh, that was soon. Well, it wouldn't be a factions if you didn't have a pause. And that was actually a really interesting brought up with the Zac initiate into Blitzcrank hook. While I highlighted that Bilgewater doesn't have extraordinarily good pick in my mind because of the cooldowns they have to blow for it, Zaun has really easy pick in that you get the Zac jump, knock up, and that's an easy Blitzcrank follow-up hook. That's really easy to punish positional errors that Bilgewater may have throughout the game. And they are still a relatively squishy team. Nautilus is going to get tanked, sure.
Yeah,
but Diana, TF, Gangplank, Graves, they're all relatively squishy.
And Zaun has a very nice front line. With Mundo and Zac, they're going to be unkillable monsters. And even if you do kill them, you're not going to gain too much. There's Jinx and Victor behind them. So it really comes down to how they're going to play this out. I think both of them have really good team comps. I think it edges a little bit in Zaun's favor. Unless Jinx doesn't come back, and then definitely going to have to give it to Bilge.
Yeah, and we might get a restart if Jinx does not come back. We have not yet broken the rules for restarts. They have not seen each other yet. It's not 2 minutes past, and they haven't gone past the middle. So we could see a restart if they need to. Or we may just see
I don't know, Neb. Look, Bilge already has a gold lead.
Oh, that's true.
So clearly an advantage to Bilge right now.
How did they get... Wait.
TF maybe? Support masteries.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. I was like, Bilgewater, how are you hacking the game? However you are, send me the link for those hacks.
So, yep, Nautilus has 35... 40... Jesus, I can't count. Send me back to school. 40 gold, more than Blitzcrank. I believe that is GG.
Yeah, yes, I mean, any good team knows how to exploit a 45 gold advantage. Come on.
40.
Learned that when I was in Wood 5. I can't count either.
Someone else can't count.
We'll both go back to school.
So let's go
right.
back to school.
Alright, we're in the cast, guys. We gotta go back to school. BRB.
Yeah, I gotta go back to super kindergarten.
Super kindergarten. Yeah. Oh,
well, since we have the time, let's see. Who do we have here? What's another matchup we can feature? Again, Mundo. I think Mundo Gangplank, unless Gangplank or Mundo just pulls a really good laning phase, it's going to be pretty standard. Both of them can do a little bit of damage, but it's minimal. Teleport plays, though. We didn't talk about the teleport plays that could happen here. They both have very strong flanking abilities. Hey, we have our Jinx back. Probably.
To me, you've got two comps that are... their win conditions are in different sections of the game. For me, Bilgewater is going to be a very early, mid-ish game focused. They're going to focus on the laning phase. They're going to focus on when that Gangplank ultimate, on when that TF ultimate can go and get kills in laning phase and try and snowball out of there and then make rotational plays and use that Gangplank ultimate and the TF ultimate to start fights and snowball it. Whereas Zaun's
Yeah, we
just
didn't.
looking to survive into the late game. Team fight.
Oh, we have action already though. Nautilus has hooked Blitzcrank, but it doesn't look like it'll be that damaging.
Blitzcrank's not into those type of.
Nothing popped.
He's more of a high quality.
Oh god. Okay, that one was good. Cheers to you.
No summoners coming out. A little bit of vision.
Another key difference. There's no fish for Blitz to hook this game.
Fish. That's important.
I think this.
I'm not sure if that's an advantage for
That's
Blitzcrank or a
critical.
disadvantage.
Okay, so yeah, but I didn't even think about the double teleport from TF Gangplank. If the synergy is there, they're going to be able to take control of the game in a big way.
Absolutely. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully they have the communication. We have communication. We have a pause. But this is on the.
We gotta break down, guys.
Break it down. What happened? Poncho is actually sitting on bot side whenever this. So are they looking to double jungle here, or is he looking to take 4 TP?
I would say probably the camp. He wants a greedy start, and Gangplank barrels can kill those little ones pretty easily. And it's not very risky. It's a common. Yeah, he put the barrel down. It's very common for top laners to try to get to level 2 first. The difference is I don't think it does much for Poncho. I mean, Gangplank level 2 is not this massive power spike, and he's against a Mundo, who, if he feels super dangerous, can just. Ooh, we see Mundo has not helped this Zac, so that's actually a little painful.
A little bit unfortunate for Mike.
But yeah.
So barely finishing up the Raptor, gonna get level 2 back and in the top lane. Mundo is not.
Yep. And
Got.
yeah, Mundo, what he really needed to do was take his fire first and push that in. Whenever the top laner doesn't show up, you know he's doing level 2 somewhere else, deny him his farm. Shove it in as quickly as you can, get level 2 yourself, because otherwise you'll be at a disadvantage.
Maybe just something you didn't quite realize in time. Regardless, Poncho will do lane with that level 2. Try and do a little something.
And you see bot lane being a little bit scared. They're both level 2, but they do not want to get hit by that Blitz hook.
And actually there is a small advantage. Okay, Nautilus is now level 2. I will say the bot lane for Zaun seems like it has a small advantage and that it has better starts to the fight. If it starts the fight, it typically is going to have a better result than Bilgewater trying to play the edge with the Nautilus. And
Yeah, actually, I feel like they should just keep the threat of the Blitz hook, because it does hit that Blitz hook. Ooh, and a really nice play by Poncho up tops.
Beautiful.
And Gank mid lane.
There goes
We've got action everywhere, folks.
The flash out of the gravity field by TF. There's a burn summoner. Oh, but a nice treasure line by Nautilus. Let's get something else. Wild cards coming out of mid lane, plus a laser back onto the TF. So they're trading back and forth.
Good lord, this is the fast food restaurant for league mini battles.
Yes. It's casters to their limits. Still see Zac leaning towards bot side, so he may look to punch bot lane that is pushed up rather well.
We actually see an interesting move by the Diana, who has tried to counter jungle to Zac. I'm not 100% certain she would gain anything from there. I would have preferred to see a gank on the Victor, who, seeing as how far his advantage is, wouldn't be expecting it. But you do have to fear the Zac. Oh, and he's actually called for a little bit of assistance, so maybe we'll see it. Diana really should have came from the top bit.
He just gives it up once the gravity field cuts off the sides. Another nice barrel by Poncho.
Oh, and we see
Mundo
Poncho going
really
aggressive.
low. Mundo is so close to dying. The Parley gets the kill first blood. He's going to take another charge shot, but he will live. Gets in the bushes, gets away from the minions. First blood for Poncho.
A little bit of citrus to finish up that gank, and that kill, and he is doing strong.
Oh, and a nice, beautiful E by the
There's
Zac.
the gank you were talking about.
Yep. E from Fog of War hits TF, knocks him up, easy laser. Turn kill for...
Yeah. Yep, so we see the Victor starting to get big, and I think that's going to be very dangerous. Because if he can burst the Gangplank into nothing, it's going to be brutal.
The one thing about the Victor TF matchup is it does snowball a little hard if Victor can get a lead. Fortunately for Bilgewater, he did not get that kill. Zac did take it. But it's going to get a little rough, especially if either one of these sides gets ahead, because they're just going to shove the wave and then roam. Especially if it's TF side, but...
Yeah.
Go badly is a bit of snowball lane. Pretty back and forth,
Yeah.
Zap goes sideways.
Yeah, but really just efficient and effective gank from the Zac. You see, it was a lot different from the Diana gank, which I really think the pathing on that is what's going to be important. But Victor didn't have to spend any summoners. Twist Fate is still down his
Nice
flash.
dredge lane on the heavy weapons guy, followed up by the Q, and then the smoke grenade from Graves. A little more damage. Waiting for the Lunar Strike. That comes down. Plus Moonfall. One more. There's a flash from Blitzcrank. Gotta burn summoner. Gotta take him.
Yep, so definitely a game from Bilge. Good gank. Let's see. Jinx still has flash though.
Nice dredge
and
line.
a
Plus the auto.
dredge line.
You see, but two flashes. Oh, a nice rocket grab. One more turnip shot, and he tanks that Nautilus. A little bit on top lane. There's a bolt coming out from the Gangplank. He's gonna try and chase down.
He might just squeak away.
Looking for deep ups in orange. Tries to get the barrels for the speed up and the damage, but not quite enough.
Good escape from the Moon,
Oh,
but he's got to
nice.
realize that's not his lane anymore.
Oh my word. You know, Poncho is taking over on top, and at the same time, this bot lane is starting to take over. Nice dredge line, picks up the Blitzcrank, followed up by a kill. They're looking to dive this between turrets. Zac is coming in from the side, but we're going to see... Missed by the Zac. Those wanted to decide they didn't want any
Well, he
more
went
of
for
it.
the safer.
The safe decision not to fight it. Oh, but he's gonna take some shots! Zap! Oh, forces a flash for the Graves.
Pathing is important, boys and girls. Never mind the fact that Riot just likes to put minions anyways. Nope.
Flash Q ult by Victor. That's painful for TF.
Yeah.
Oh!
And Mundo.
Beautiful triple barrel by Poncho.
Yeah, his barrel control has been really impressive thus far in the game. Mundo, unfortunately, just getting manhandled, and there's not a lot he can do at this point.
I feel like it's one of those matchups where once the Gangplank gets a lead, he knows how to play it, any top laner's gonna have a rep.
Yeah. I mean, he made a few crucial mistakes early, the not pushing it in for the level 2, but Gangplank's the kind of champion that if he gets ahead, because he's not supposed to be super strong in the early, he is difficult to deal with. So he's doing his best up there. Key thing is just to keep farming, getting those minions. He's currently 20 CS behind.
We will see if that comes out. Meanwhile, Blitz is sitting in the bush. Oh, Rex is going to walk right
here comes
into
the
the
Blitz
Power
gang.
Fist. Gold card comes out, but not before Seedrock hits a rocket grab. One more attack's going to do it, but he flashes away.
Ooh.
How did he survive
Oh,
that?
here comes the Jinx rocket. Here comes
Oh,
the Jinx
Super
rocket.
Kismet! Right to the face!
Oh, incredible Jinx rocket. Looks like we have 2 games of those.
Oh, that is so painful.
Oh, and that's really unfortunate for Bilgewater.
Very, very good
Because
for Zaun.
yeah, the second his flash is up, he uses it again. TF is not having a fun time.
All calculated to give the Jinx the kill.
Which, oddly enough, will turn this really even lane into something skewed a little bit toward Jinx.
Yeah, again, just kind of like the last game. A little unfortunate that Bilgewater was kind of manhandling this lane, getting the hooks and the engages that they wanted. Putting the lane to their tempo, but just a free kill on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see Mundo doing his best to farm safe. Not, like I said, not a whole bunch he can do, but it's good that he's keeping safe and not dying anymore, which it can be very difficult as a top laner.
As we say this, Zac is looking for a gank on bot side. Seems Bilgewater spotted him out towards the dragon where they had a ward. And
yeah. Yep. And it's probably good. They could have tried baiting him out a little bit, but the threat of the Blitzcrank hook is pretty big. And in addition, sometimes Zac just pops out of somewhere you knew for sure he could never possibly be. So, on the whole, probably the better decision. Ooh, and TF is just getting manhandled mid.
Yeah, that early focus on mid lane from the bot and jungle. Another nice 3 barrel by Poncho, as you say that. Oh, but fight. Looks like we're into a fight. Oh, but Zac re-initiates this flame shot. Chaos Storm comes down, finishes off the Diana.
Yeah. We're definitely seeing what we talked about early game, how big of an impact Zac can be. And with the Victor as fed as he is, are they going to fight this though?
Oh, really?
No, they're just going to run away.
Aggressive judge line before the elastic slingshot removes Zac from the dangerous area that he was in. But with all this focus...
If Bilge wants to take...
Oh, God, good.
No.
I was going to say, with all this focus on mid and bot lane for Zaun, they're really sacrificing top. Poncho is just getting bigger and bigger and getting the free farm.
Yeah. And I think the key thing, if Bilge wants to take this back in their control... Oh, we got a fight down bottom.
Nice red line starts the fight. Nautilus is trying to flash in. There is the Ignite ticking. Zac comes in, misses off his point just barely, but he does finish off the kill. Nautilus is not pretty bad here. It's going to take a miracle for him to escape. Puts his zoning from the front, trying to stop a dredge line. He turns to CC.
But the Gangplank ulti coming and the TF. Oh, he just TF'd to lane. Never mind. Yeah, like I said, that Zac just, he is 4-0 now. He is now 1,300 above his lane above his other jungle, who's a Diana. So very strong right now, very capable of getting those ganks off, especially when they least expect it. So well played by Zac.
And just kind of the story of this game is the differences of focuses. While Gangplank's taking over top lane, everywhere else on the map is falling apart for Bilgewater.
Yeah. And I do want to bring this up, is that Gang... Oh, and we have...
Oh! Nice flash.
Never mind about the whole talking bit.
Nice Chaos Storm after the flash and a laser follow-up.
I do want to mention that although you said the difference in focus, but here's the thing, is that top lane isn't being focused. It's just being ignored by both teams. And Zaun is definitely coming out ahead with the pressure they're putting elsewhere. So they're losing the top lane matchup, but it is a Mundo. So it's scary that the Gangplank's getting fed, but unless he makes a critical teleport play, he's not going to be able to affect the rest of the match.
Oh, and as we say, this Zac comes in. Elastic Slingshot is a miss. He just ults, hopping around. Gangplank's trying to get away with the speed boost from his barrel, flashes over the wall. I think they're going to give it up.
Yep. Forced to use the flash. So Zaun's taking a 1k gold lead at 13 minutes. Nothing huge. But you got to realize it's just... If you take away the Gangplank, that's really a 2k gold lead. Because Gangplank has a 1,000 gold over his lane opponent. And with that, the lead jumped to 2k.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. And the biggest thing that worries me here is we highlighted earlier that Bilgewater's victory condition is going to be getting ahead in the laning phase and then using their comp to force fights around the map. That's going to be a lot harder when you've gotten behind in the team.
Just a little bit.
The only way I see it working is if they use their globals that they have, which they have very nice. Nice laser. Oh, but he... Gravity field goes down, gonna stump Diana. I'm straight out of it, trying to do more, but okay, Death Ride does come in, almost kills someone.
And we got more fighting down bot too.
Yep, Graves goes down to Zac.
Zac.
He's 5-0. Nautilus tries to get away. Not sure if he's going to be able to. He will up. He doesn't have a tower there, so he'll play it sick.
Yeah, and now Mundo is so tanky that he can fight the Gangplank. So,
oh man, so
this. Now, I want to highlight that Victor just really seriously played that gank really well. He knew what Diana was going to do, managed to delay it and get away. And he still hasn't popped his barrier.
he's still for extra style points in the
Good
game.
lord.
You take a summoner spell and then you never use it.
But yeah, I really feel they need to make use of their globals, and they need to make use of it now if they want to take this game back.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's going to be the only way they get back into this game. Using their 2 big global ults to force 4v5 and disadvantage fights for Zaun.
Yeah, but we haven't seen the TF ult used once except for a teleport into mid lane, just get back to lane.
Which it is hard to use that TF ult when you're behind, because it's hard to fight anyone else when you're behind. You're just trying to keep your wave shoved out so you don't lose tower. But with that said, tower is down now.
Speaking of, we have a fight top lane.
Oh, yeah. Gangplank comes out. Mundo's dodge out. He's running away. Pop the ult. Plenty of health. I think he's going to get away.
And to think about it, the Mundo is actually an excellent pick because any other top laner would be dead right now, several times over. And he's managed to not feed with this really losing lane. So really impressive performance by Mundo to not feed.
Take the team victory and let someone else carry you. Really honorable. But no, it is very smart play by him to say, okay, well, you know, I'm behind, but I am playing Mundo. What's it matter? Just farm the game, let everyone else do their thing. Yeah. I don't need to force plays.
Oh, ow.
Same
that
thing
was painful.
I feel like I'm watching a rerun, unfortunately. I feel bad for Rex on TF, but... Oh, as we start the fight, Diana
and there's the barrier.
In. Barrier does get popped, like you said. She jumped one more time, plus the Q straight in the face, shut down gold for her.
Yeah. So, a little too cocky from the Victor. Pushed forward without any wards, just to kill the TF. I mean, he knew perfectly well he might have died. Decided to take the risk for it. Yeah. Poncho's barrel chains have been really on point, and they're really impressive to watch.
Ooh. That E from Fog of War jumps on Diana. She's going to try and get away from taking the tower. Zach is just going to try and change it. Oh, the TF Destiny comes in. Nice gold card into wild card straight to the face, but it's just not doing enough damage. Here comes Elastic Slingshot straight onto Diana. Kills her. Gold card going to come out. Rex trying to do damage, but he just doesn't do enough right now. Poncho does come around the side. Parley straight in the face. Facing him down. Another red card going to come out. Zach's going to pop into his 4 blob, but this should be an easy.
Yep. Just look, even with the Fed, the extraordinarily Fed Gangplank, look how long it took to kill him, and how much damage he does. So...
Oh, pain. The one thing I feel like...
Passive is pop, though.
Yeah. The one thing I feel like go well for Bilgewater, as I say this, thank God Blitzcrank missed his hook, because then I have to stop talking, is that all of this gold, so much of it, is on the Zac. And he's building pure tank. Yeah, he's going to be an unkillable monster, but he's going to be a pretty low damage monster. So if you kill his 2 main carries, if you kill the Victor and you get the Jinx caught, you don't have to worry about anything. Who else is going to do anything to you on the team?
While I agree with that, I mean, you got to keep in mind, Victor is such a safe pick, especially in this meta. And
it's not an easy task, and it's certainly easier said than done. As I say this, Diana turns into another fight, laser straight in the face. She has her ultimate. Chaos Storm does come down, jumps to him. Nautilus kind of pop him up, takes the kill. Blitzcrank flashes into the ult.
And Blitz tries to go for the power play.
Elastic Slingshot misses slightly, but Nautilus flashes down the last gold card comes down. They're going to disengage. 1 for 0 in favor of gold.
Much needed gold, but who got that kill?
Neither was the Nautilus. The Nautilus. The Nautilus.
Yeah, so, actually, the Nautilus.
Counters comes out. Oh, a nice rocket grab dodge by Graves. And Zac cancels the elastic slingshot. Doesn't want to dive that aggressive quite yet.
Didn't quite need the flash, but better safe than sorry. And yeah, we're seeing a lot of just a few missed skill shots here and there, a few pressure plays, but nothing of really big importance yet.
And you know, even with this 5 kill lead, oh my, Mundo almost died. Even with this 5 kill lead on Zaun, they're behind in gold. It's only 200, so it's essentially a game, but...
Yeah. Now, the key thing is that they got a few crucial shutdowns. And, again, Nautilus has 1,000 gold over Blitz, and Gangplank has, what is this, almost 2,000 gold over...
Yeah, if the game goes on long enough, maybe he'll Flame Horizon him.
Oh, man. I know where someone learned that terminology today.
He's...
Oh, and then we have a fight breaking out.
Comfort's missed. Comes out. Dreadline's the wall. Trying to get out. He's trying to elastic slingshot. Gonna hit him. Laser takes the kill from Victor.
Yep, and that should be an easy dragon pickup.
Should be up in just a few seconds. We'll see. They are staying around it, so it seems like they're gonna do a quick shove of the tower and then go.
And Mundo got the tower too. And again, we're not seeing the teleport plays or the TF plays. They could be making some really strong power plays.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's really hard when you're behind. But I would like to see him rush. Oh my gosh. Poncho's becoming a monster on this game point.
Yeah. But why I agree with you is that it's difficult while you're behind. You have a TF. You can see the entire map. You don't even need wards. You'll know, okay, hey, this is a good idea, or no, that's absolutely awful.
I think TF, once he realizes he's getting behind, should just rush to Zanya, said, forget about the lane, build for my team fight, I'm going to build so that I can initiate fights and win stuff for everyone else. He did go for the Witch King, so he can have a little more damage. We'll see if he goes Zanya's next, hopefully he does, so he can be initiator.
Oh, we got a fight going on bottom lane.
Nice,
and finally we're seeing use of the globals.
Comes down, waiting for the collateral damage, that hits. Thinks is, oh, maybe an auto with death, or a nice Q.
And they're chasing for the kill. Oh, they get it.
Oh, nice Q finish off by Graves at max finish.
Yeah. Finally seeing use of the global abilities we're really gonna need to see throughout this match to see it go in Bilge's favor.
I definitely agree with that, and they're gonna see if they can snowball this into a second turret. I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to pull it off. Mundo does have TP. See if he chooses to use it. Would be TPing, yes he does. He is TPing into 1v3. And Mundo does what he pleases.
Huh.
Oh, and he pops. Finishism and subism and everything and all the isms.
Little bit of a curious decision.
Very but we've got Victor. Oh, but a nice bait into this fight. Barrels are coming out from Poncho. He's trying to get him down. One of them gets taken out before
oh, good lord, that dredge line.
Chaos Storm is following Nautilus. Here comes the gold card of TF. If he gets rock grabbed in the fight, they're trying to clean up. Poncho just does not have enough time to chain his barrels and keep killing people.
Yeah. So, Poncho, extraordinarily strong. Most of Zaun, very strong. The Victor, Zac combo especially.
Yeah, and just really easy to reinitiate for them after Mundo. Oh. We're going to call that a calculated
And they're going
bait.
in on Baron right now, a 23-minute Baron. Kind of risky, especially with...
Definitely aggressive. You see Poncho starting to come up.
Get a barrage up.
Try and make this... Trapping the barrels. Oh my word.
Takes itself in one move.
But it's not going to be enough to shove them off unless...
It
no,
was a missed fight.
Gangplank ult does not get it.
It was a missed smite. Gangplank ult could have taken that. Very risky call, but it pays off.
Does indeed a 24-minute Baron, one of the fastest we've seen. Definitely the fastest in this series so far.
Good lord.
Look to see what they can do with it. If they're going to group and take a tower, or keep playing them out.
Right. So, in a 5v5, I think Zaun will have the advantage. I think, like I said, the global abilities are key. But if Zaun does overcommit under a turret, the dredge line, the depth charge from Nautilus and on top of the ulti from Gangplank can be very, very dangerous. And we see Blitz getting caught out right now.
He does. He gets knocked out by the Nautilus ultimate. But meanwhile, on the top side of that, Diana gets killed by heavy weapon guy. Ignite comes down, will finish off the Jinx. Mundo is throwing cleavers, throwing fire, throwing shade, going off to you.
A little bit scared. Victor pops his barrier.
Preemptive barrier. Maybe wasn't necessary, but give him a little extra health just in case.
And we still see a gold lead from, despite the Baron, despite the kill lead, a gold lead from Bilge.
I feel like this is mostly CS lead. You see a pretty big lead on top, you see a pretty big lead on jungle. Mid's having a bit of a rough time, but the Nautilus and the Graves are all ahead.
Oh, and Mundo is in their faces. We're going to see an engage by Zac.
Here comes the last slingshot right in the middle. He doesn't hit them though. Super Decker off the Super Mega Death Rocket, pardon me. Goes wide.
He'll
Looks
get there
kind of cool
eventually.
though. Get there eventually. Give me 5 tries. I'll get there eventually.
Hey, it's Fireworks Jinx. She's making pretty lights.
There we go.
They don't want pretty lights. They want gray screens, but we'll see how that works out for them.
Laser to the quick clear.
Oh, and it connects onto the Nautilus.
Nice rock grab. Gameplay ultimate comes down, cannon barraging all over these guys. Nautilus is still right in the middle of this fight, but looks like he doesn't even care. Walks straight out.
And here's the key thing, like we said, if they overcommit to a fight, the cannon barrage is going to tear them up. But it only hit the tanks. Victor was outside. Jinx wasn't even in the fight at all. She was off collecting red or nothing. I don't know where she was.
I think the big thing about using that cannon barrage is you have to use it to start the fight or in the middle of a fight. There, it was just kind of like weird harass, whether that was intentional or miscommunication of initiation.
Yeah.
Either way, not a very efficient use.
But we also saw the potential of it.
Definitely. But a rocket grab hits the TF, pulls him in, kills him off. Diana dives in to counter kill the Jinx before she goes down. Ultimate comes down onto the Jinx, or the Victor, excuse me. Chaos Storm coming through. Dragon Line pops on the Zac. Zac running away, getting away. Harley doesn't do enough damage. Graves coming in now. He still has collateral damage. He wants to try and clean this up. He'll walk straight through a gravity field though. Stuns up both of them. Pancho decides to give up the chase.
Oh boy, breathe, Neb, you did it. You got through it. That chaotic, very messy fight, but well played on Zaun's side. I think the key thing is that it looked like it was dangerous for Zac, but he still had his passive up. So even if he had got super caught out and he died, he would have been fine. And they actually might have been able to turn the fight on that. But you see that they instead give up the pressure and are going to take Dragon for pretty much free, unless Jinx Rocket takes it.
Jinx Rocket coming in now.
Have double lift.
Not quite. Wild Turtle, I think, is what it was. Oh, but Mundo jumps straight! Oh, the Graves does secure it. They're going to try and pop the Graves now. Daryl's not going to finish it off. Smoke Grenade misses. Avarice Blade does get, or Ghost Blade, pardon me, gets missed. Wow, very long slingshot by the Zac. Comes over, trying to start the fight on the TF. He starts to run out of wild cards. Back end. Gonna see if he can get a gold card.
He does. But again, remember, he has his passive.
And no follow-up for the gold card, so Zac's just gonna kind of chuckle and walk away.
Alright, I believe Baron has worn off for Zaun. No one on their team has it? Yeah. But they're gonna give up this turret.
They're gonna take that turret and walk away and steal a phrase from Mundo and do what they use.
And you see a really heavy control over the blue side Zaun jungle and a little bit deep wards onto the red side. So they have a lot more control over this game.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see them maybe transition that vision to the top side around the Baron that'll be coming up in minutes again. Try and play around it and see if maybe you can use that to snowball the game and start more fights that are to your advantage.
Right. But here's the scary thing for me for the Bilgewater, because I think that they could at this point, if they tighten their ward control, if they get the right fights, if they take out the Victor, they could win this game. Not easily, but with precision. But if Pancho is caught, they are gone. If he is ever out of position and he gets caught out and he gets blitzcrank hooked, there is going to be very little that Bilgewater can do, because he's almost all of their damage, all of their slows, everything but the Nautilus CC and the Diana burst.
Last time I checked, oranges have not been buffed to cure death, so he will not be able to use those to save himself.
If your symptoms are gray screen and a bad death recap, try something else.
Meanwhile, Judge White, a little bit aggressive, goes in, gets killed unfortunately. Jinx flashing forward aggressively, here comes the Gangplank ult to disengage from the fight. Zac is hopping back and forth, takes a gold card, but just kind of walking away.
He's just so tanky. He's 7-1-5 and just complete tank. He's almost unkillable.
A really questionable choice by the Knowledge. I think he had a miscommunication there. Because Poncho was bot side, and I suppose he had TP, but
yeah.
It seemed really like a big miscommunication.
Yeah, and that's my one issue with Poncho this game. He has been playing amazing. His Gangplank is really out of this world, but no teleport plays, not a single one.
And he might have held there because the fight kind of seemed rough from the start, but I agree, even earlier, I don't recall seeing a teleport from him.
Yeah, he's used it only to get back to lane. Now, that being said, he does have his ultimate. His ultimate placements have been generally good. And wait, actually, there might be a rush to Baron here. Red has no wards. They won't know if it's going on.
I'm not sure if they want to do it. They're kind of dancing around the area. Yep, seems like it. Mundo is...
Zaun literally has no idea what's going on.
Zaun is going to come up. Here comes Super Mega Death Rocket. They're going to find out. They have wards on the side. They are all running, but they are burning.
Unless Mundo steals it.
No, Laser takes the freaking way. Steal by the Victor. Nice laser. Beautiful play. Oh my lord.
Zaun had no right to that. But excellent laser placement by Victor.
Very fortunate, very unfortunate. Seemed like a mismite by Bilgewater, but Zaun is more than happy to take advantage of that.
Take that. Yeah, so we see now the gold lead actually swings back towards Zaun, only by 300, and at this point it really doesn't matter. But it'll be curious to see what they do with this Baron. They have not an open, but an accessible mid lane turret, but they also have outer turrets they haven't taken yet.
Yeah, I'd like to see them
and
go
I think
5.
Yeah, especially with the Baron buff, with all those Baron buff minions, I think they have the advantage. Comes to a straight 5v5.
100%. I'd like to see them use this Baron buff to their advantage and not just go far around the map.
Yeah. And we see Zac going in aggressive. No, he's just ulting and just being Zac.
Hopping around doing hopping things. He's going so hard on this TF who does on his Intermission. Diana is dived all the way in the back line. She gets knocked up and finished off. Unfortunate for her.
And I think actually if a Gangplank ulti had come out there was a chance they could have gotten the dive off. Instead, they do exactly like we said in the beginning of the game and collapse him with Zac and Blitz.
Very unorganized fight there for Bilgewater. Everyone kind of scatter across the map.
Oh my lord, that crit.
Oh, the Cannon Barrage does come out. She's taking turret as well. She's going to be so low, but she is going to survive it. She walks right back in, has to pop heal.
Jinx.
She does not pop heal.
Yeah.
Pardon me, not sure where that heal came from, but came from somewhere.
The giant falling cannons means don't go. That's my pro tip of the day.
Stay out of the crowd. That's the best advice ever. But she does survive. Gets a little lucky. Rex gets a clear
We get a
base,
flash from Diana.
Oh, but nice ult. She jumps straight to it. Doesn't mean she won't have another pop of it.
Did she?
One more hit. Oh, she gets the kill before she dies.
Good lord.
So pretty.
And here's another fight.
Lost the shot, comes in, slight miss, still gets on top of him, gonna try and chase him down. Graves is trying to do everything again, can't score him, comes down there, chunks him so hard. Fly forward, plus a Q. Victor trying to run like
they interrupted the dredge line.
Down on this fight. Mundo finishes off the Graves. Victor running away for his life. The Zac plus Mundo and Blitzcrank are trying to finish off this Gangplank, but Gangplank pops the Zac passive. He's running away for his life. Gets a barrel pop, does get killed by C-Drive. or by Warlock of Death, aided by Sea Drive. And
that is only the second time Zach's pass has popped, and a really well-played fight from Zaun. I'm really impressed with how they juggled all that.
Beautifully kited out, and only one death for them, and that was the initial Jinx death from earlier.
Who, by the way, 1v1 to Diana. The Diana got the drop on the Jinx. I just need to clarify that.
That is 100% accurate. Wild cards not used to it. Had me hyped up for it. Let me down.
So their gold lead has extended to 4K and 3 dragons. Oh, 2 dragons.
Yeah, the first real definitive gold lead I think that we've seen this game.
Alright. Keep in mind it is 35 minutes in though, so 4K is not a huge amount, especially with how fed Gangplank is.
Definitely true. I feel like it's going to be up to Bilgewater to try and outplay these fights now, because they're going to start getting outscaled pretty hard. You have 3 hyper-scaling laners, Jinx, Mundo, Victor. Really scary to be up against.
Right. Now TF has been kind of a non-factor so far, but we really need to look to him to get the correct gold cards, because if he gets the good gold card, Diana can go in, Gangplank can ult on top, and they can clean up fights. But it's going to be difficult from here on out. They'll lose straight 5v5s if Zaun plays better. Or just equal.
Definitely. We do see Jinx rotating down to mid from top. Doesn't look like they're going to see it or try and go for it. You have to have vision of someone to try and know they're there.
Yep. Let's take a quick look at the vision from both sides, and blue side's got just a little. Both visions are a little bit lacking. They're both concentrated on defensive warding, and I think Zaun really needs to get a little bit more offensive warding down. They can start to dominate this game.
You see the 2 offensive wards for Zaun, 1 in each jungle. Pretty good ones. They were choke points, but could definitely be expanded on.
I want to see them now take control of the Baron area. Oh, but we got to catch on to the Mundo, which is not exactly the target you want.
No, Dredge away and Mundo in. Does not. Oh, a nice Zanya of the rocket grab. Does not get hit. Does take a laser to the face that destroys him, though.
Right. I think I'm actually a few seconds ahead of you, Neb, so let me...
That might be. I am coming up on 37:40 now.
Yeah. Oh, but we got a fight going on.
Chaos Storm comes down, doesn't kill one. Diana, Zani's under tower. Mundo is taking the turret. Jinx gets the kill on the Grey. It's going to start killing Nautilus. Nautilus is trying to do something, but unfortunately supports do not have damage. Double kill over to Jinx. They're going to take the tower. They're going to take the inhibitor, and they might just take the game here.
Yeah, this might just be GG, folks. Really well, just great teamwork on Zaun's side. So we're gonna see if Poncho can be a hero, and he tries. Yes, he tries.
Trying desperately. Pops
Does he have ulti up? No, it's coming up now, though.
Not yet. Rectrep is up now.
Can you be a hero, Poncho? Can you place the barrels?
No damage. One more barrel to link them together. Does get cancelled.
No,
that will be the game. Zaun takes it 2-0, having guaranteed their shot, or their retention of the coolest faction type.
Yep. Well played by Zaun. Poncho just tried, but he just, I mean, as Gangplank, he can do a lot, but he can't single carry the game, I'd say. And really got to look at the Twist of Fate, and I believe that was the Fizz from last game, right? Who did very, very well.
No, that was 2 different people. The Fizz from last game was not.
Okay, well, regardless, little bit of lackluster on the Twist of Fate. Not a lot he could do, though. I think he probably should have gone double defensive summoners, especially with the Zac lurking around.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like it was a big gamble by him, and Zaun looked at that gamble and said, "LOL, okay." And I mean, they ganked him 3 or 4 times before 10 minutes.
You will be absorbed into my blubberous form.
It's essentially what happened.
Drowning goo.
I mean, for me, I feel like the biggest thing that separated the 2 teams in this game was the communication and the teamwork. You had, your individual stars on both sides. You had great mechanical plays on both sides. But the biggest thing was Zaun just clicked so much better as a unit than Bilgewater's.
Yeah. Their team fighting was on point. Even I want to highlight Mundo. He had a crappy lane. He was getting absolutely just torn up, and he came back in a big way and ended up being 7-3-6. Person who fed First Blood, who literally was getting shoved around in laning phase, is a great way to come back.
The patented feed to win strat. I use it in all of my rankings.
My favorite.
Sometimes it coincides with the feed to lose
I'm pretty sure
strategy.
I had a Vayne who attempted that. I had a Vayne who attempted that, just not as effectively. She didn't get the win part.
That's the most important part. But small
some people miss that bit.
Small anecdotes aside, MVPs. Let's start with Bilgewater, which I feel like is the easier side to denote.
Yeah, you can't argue Poncho. 100%. He did his best. I don't think I saw really a single misplay from him. He did everything he could at the moment. The biggest thing, actually, I lied. Biggest thing, teleports. He didn't use them, and he didn't use his ult globally until really about 20-25 minutes in.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to be nitpicky here, and I'm just going to preface this by saying Poncho, I'm not just going to say best player on the team, but he played the best on that team. He tried his damnedest to carry it. Pardon the French. But to be nitpicky, I would have liked to see more TP plays, maybe a little bit more with the ultimate. I thought his ultimates were good. Could have used them a little bit more if he wanted to play perfect, and this is literally describing a perfect game. He really needed to snowball his advantage top to essentially every other part of the map that was struggling more.
Right.
And then would have been a perfect
game. He needed to communicate with the TF. Like, the TF ulti with the Gangplank ulti, and you combine that, like, they don't even need to be there. Combine that with Diana ganking any lane, could have been the game-winning moves from Bilgewater.
Definitely. And looking at the other side, Zaun,
Ooh, this one's harder. This one's much harder.
I'm going to give it to the Zac. I don't know what originated those ganks, whether it was Victor calling for them or Blitzcrank saying, hey, let's go double roam on mid lane. But I want to give it to Zac. His slingshots, early game in particular, were spot on. Beautiful, manipulating that fog of war, coming out of nowhere. It's really hard to dodge a Zac slingshot because it's a fog of war, and you have to be constantly ready to flash it or dodge it. And it's so hard if you're just not expecting it. So I'm going to give MVP to him. I feel like he had the most impact. Yeah. He started off the lanes that got ahead, and then they kind of took over from there. You know, you saw the nice plays by Jinx, plays by Mundo, by Blitzcrank, Victor. But I feel like Zac was the one that started the snow.
Yeah. Now, I feel like I'm going back on what I said, but I did say at the beginning of the game that you have to look at what Zac's going to do, because he's going to be the one who swings this game. If he played like he did, and I think he played fantastically, but there are so many great players on this. Not players. I mean, they did all great players, but people who played really well in the context of this game. And I want to say Zac, but actually, I'm going to give it to Mundo. Ooh. Now, there's a reason. Mundo literally got dismantled in lane, but he only died in the first 12 minutes after literally losing every trade, every time he went to CS, once. Once Gangplank backed a few more times, he killed him a few more times, but after getting no ganks at all, losing lane in such a devastating way that the other team member was able to almost win the game, he only died 3 times. He ended up being 7-3-6. He made considerable power plays across the map with the rest of his team. No teleport plays. I feel like that could have been... Neither team really did much with the teleport plays. But I was just very impressed by the fact that if he had done worse, Poncho could have carried this game. So he stopped his tilt, and Poncho could have literally made top lane his domain, but it wasn't. It wasn't as if Poncho owned red jungle and no one could go near him.
Yeah, I think definitely agree. I think Mundo's control over damage control is the word I'm going to use.
Yeah.
Spot on, and it prevented
his damage control on the landslide.
Yeah, I think it prevented Poncho from taking over the game, and kind of unspoken quality, I'm going to say. A lot of people, when they get behind, they like, oh, I got to make more plays. Oh, I got to take more fights, man. I got to get ahead. If I don't get
Mhm.
ahead, we're going to lose the game. Munoz said, no, I'm going to be smart. Okay, fine. I've died once. Let's just farm out. The rest of my team's doing great. If I just farm and I go into the late
Yeah.
game, it's going to be no big deal. As long as I make this guy not unstoppable, we're going to win.
Yeah, and you notice I think Mundo actually got tower first. I don't think the second tier top lane ever even fell. Because and if Mundo, let's put this around and he dies 4 times in lane, it's 11 minutes in, Gangplank is 6-1 with the CS lead he has. This game is probably over. But he's managed to keep up that pressure top lane. May not have been a lot, but he didn't feed. And he ended up with a very positive score and looking like a really good team member of his team. So I'm going to give him the MVP.
Yep. I 100%. Fantastic choice. There we go. Struggling for words there.
Yep. I do think I need to mention Jinx, Blitz, both did really good, and Victor destroyed his lane, and the hooks, some really great hooks. So it's hard to choose one, but I think because of his comeback window.
Oh, yeah. Honorable mentions all around. But with that said, Zaun does take the 2-0. They have guaranteed they get to keep coolest action. There will be Game 3 following this shortly. We're about 30 minutes over schedule, per the norm, really. So tune in about 10 minutes. We'll have it up and going. I hope to see you all there.